Now you're ready to connect the monitor video cable to the back of the camera, and you're ready to connect the camera cable from the CCU to the head. Make sure that the CCU is off before you connect the camera cable. If the camera is on, serious damage can be done to the head and CCU. Gently turn the cable until the slot finds its hole, then secure the screw-in connection until it is finger tight. Lastly, connect the main power from the batteries to the interface. Now you're ready to attach the head of the POLECAM. Remove it from the tray, set the camera cradle forward, and then feed the cables through the hole at the bottom of the mounting flange. All 3 head cables go through the hole: the camera cable, the microphone, and the pan tilt cable. Once the cables are through, you can slide the head onto the carbon fiber section, then screw the head into position, trying to keep the head as vertical as possible. The head should be tightened so that it cannot be pulled off, but with some give just in case it bumps into something and needs to slide to the side. This also allows you to create a simplified Dutch head if you so choose. Next, attach the pan tilt cable, looking for the red dots to match up, and press firmly into position. Now attach the camera cable to the camera head. Hold the camera firmly and gently slide the cable until the groove finds the slot, and secure the screw-in connection until it is finger tight. Now you're ready to remove the lens cap and attach it to the top of the cradle so that it's handy but not in the way. And now it's time to add batteries to the system. Simply pull them out of the pockets in the mask bag and slide them into position at the back of section 1. Please note that the power is hot swappable between batteries, meaning that you can go from one battery to the other by sliding this switch without losing power, and thereby switching batteries without interrupting the recording or the video feed. Now it's time to add counterweights. Most POLECAM systems use the rectangular milled steel counterweights. Release the safety strap, and always double check to make sure that the rough, smooth side of the Velcro is correct. Keep your feet well clear of the back of the rig, then press the counterweight into position. Engage the safety strap. Newer systems will be using the dumbbell mount counterweight system. To use the dumbbell mounts, insert the steel rod, secure with at least 1 screw, then release the threaded locking nut, add the weight depending on the length of the pole, reattach the locking nut screw, then add the safety R clip, and now you're ready to check the balance of the system. Undo the Velcro of the rigging stand, keeping a hand on the pole at all times while you move back to the tripod. Now you can quickly adjust the balance using the fine balance adjustment on the mount. Do not use the tripod head to balance the rig. If you find that you cannot achieve the desired balance by moving the mounting plate, then add or remove counterweights. The balance at the mounting point should only be used to achieve the fine balance. It's recommended that the POLECAM be balanced out to the highest point at which it will be used, so that you can use your strength to pull the pole down rather than having to push it up. This helps to keep movement smooth. The POLECAM is negatively balanced, meaning that once you've set the balance, if you were to let go of the rig, it will return to its point of balance. This is important to keep in mind during regular operation of the rig, as well as being a safety feature. Once the system is balanced out, it is safe to turn on and try out. Make sure you have a green light on the interface unit, indicating that there is power in the system. Then it's safe to turn on the CCU of the camera. You should get another green light here. Now finally turn on the monitor. You should get one more green light. Now try the pan tilt control with the joystick to make sure that the head is operational. The polarity of the joystick can be reversed by pushing 2 buttons at the bottom of the joystick. One reverses the pan, the other reverses the tilt. Now your unit is ready to use. Adding accessories. A flash XDR recorder. Most recorders can easily mount on the top plate of section 1. The plate is covered in Velcro, and with a simple application of a few strips of Velcro, most recorders and portable decks can sit there comfortably without slipping. There are several 4-pin XLR output cables to power recorders, and video can be attached from the camera or split off from the monitor. The back dust cover. Once the back of the system is fully rigged and operational, it is time to cover the bottom of section 1 with the dust cover. This cover is primarily there for aesthetic purposes, but also to provide protection against light weather and other hazards such as catching the cables on something on set. The dust cover zipper allows you to keep the bottom open so that air can circulate, and there are also 2 access ports on the sides to give you access to the batteries and the battery switch, as well as the on-off switch. Also included in the kit is a joystick cover with a clear plastic window that provides basic rain protection. Finally, there is the head cover. This is not meant to be used during operation of the system, but rather as protection for the camera and lens while the system is on standby for long periods of time and not working on set. This is useful if you are planning to walk away from the rig, or if you're planning to move the rig from one location to another on set. De-rigging. Once you're done shooting, regardless of whether it is for the day or for lunch, the initial procedure is the same. Most critically, secure the head and replace the lens cap to protect the lens. Always remove the counterweights and batteries first. Now it is time to power down the system in reverse order. First the monitor, then the camera and recorder, and finally the interface unit. If you're walking away from the system for lunch or for a while, it is a good idea to disconnect the power cable from the source, both to save battery power and to prevent people unfamiliar with the system from turning it on and playing with it. Putting the system away for transport. Always remove the counterweights and batteries first. Once these are removed, you can remove the dust cover from section 1 and replace it in the masked bag. Please make sure that the head is secure on a rigging stand. Once that's done, you can detach the camera cable and the pan tilt cable from the head, making sure to put the camera cable cap back on and remove the head. Once the head is removed, make sure that the lens points up into the top of the cradle. Now you can put the head back into the foam part of the unit bag and make sure that the cable is pointing upwards. Now the rest of the system is de-rigged in essentially the reverse order of the rigging. First, unhook all the cables carefully, starting with the other end of the camera cable on the CCU. Then the cables attached to the interface unit. Remove the power and video cable from the monitor, making sure to hold the monitor securely while you unscrew it and remove it from the universal mount. When placing the monitor back in the foam insert, make sure that it faces inwards for more protection. Now you can remove the joystick, then the camera CCU, as well as any recorders, and finally the interface unit. Once you're down to cables and carbon fiber sections, you can carefully remove the carbon fiber sections one at a time by pushing the nylon clips and twisting as you pull the carbon fiber sections apart. Be careful and gentle with the cables as you do this. The camera cable is one of the most fragile parts of the system and can be damaged if twisted, stepped upon, or tied in a knot. Once you're down to just section 1 and the cables, you can reverse coil the 3 cables from the pole into a loom and then add the monitor and power cables. This makes re-rigging the system that much faster next time you need to use it. Then secure the entire loom to the end of section 1 with a large reusable cable tie. You are now ready to remove section 1 from the tripod and replace it gently into the masked bag, making sure you do not catch any of the cables on the tripod or elsewhere. Once section 1 is tucked into the masked bag, it is well worth spending a few extra moments tucking the cable ends carefully into position and making sure that no cables are crimped, squeezed, or bent at odd angles. Spending a few extra moments here guarantees a well-functioning rig the next time you're ready to use it. It is also a good idea to release the mounting plate and slide it to a place along the boom section of section 1 where it cannot damage the cables. Use the harness covers to protect the cable ends by putting them into strategic positions and make the system ready for transport. Don't forget the rigging stands. They're often left in the shuffle, and there are numerous lonely rigging stands stranded in strange locations all over the world. Now you're ready to close and zip your mast and unit bags, put them back into the shipping cases, and you're off to the next location. Thank you for watching.